me again. So this time I thought I'd go ahead and make you a video with the actual gauge sizes that I have. Sorry about that. Well, I guess I'll just start with what I'm at right now, which is a 14 gauge and is very small, but it's not bad for a start. It's only about this long and the tip is only about this wide. Yeah, it's pretty small. And I also have plugs like these. They're black and they just have the two little O-rings and they're maybe half an inch, maybe a little smaller, and they're really comfortable. And then after that I have a 12 gauge, which is the next size up, and it is this long and the tip is this wide. That one again isn't very big, so I'm not very happy with that, but oh well. Then the one after that is a 10 gauge. That is still, they're maybe half a centimeter longer than the other ones, and the tips are a little bit bigger. And then after that you have the 8 gauge ones, which are probably a full centimeter, maybe more longer than the 10 gauge ones. And the tip is definitely a lot bigger, but it's still not huge. And then after that one, it is going to be a 4. Yeah, this is a 4 gauge, and the tip is that big, and it is this long. And then after the 4, no, that was a 6. This one is a 4. This is a 4, and it is this long. No, maybe I was right. Yeah, I was. Okay. Anyway, this one is a 2, which I don't know. I may stop at this size yet, but I haven't decided. And it is definitely a lot longer and a lot thicker, but it looks really awesome. And then probably the one size that I really, like I said, I haven't decided. I may stop at a 2 or I may stop at a 0, but this is how big a 0 is. And it is this long. And as you can see, I do have the whole kit from a 14 gauge to a 0 gauge, and I got that on Amazon for like $15, I think, and they have like every color. There was blue, green, white, black. I got purple, and then there was pink, and then they have plugs that are in clear, pink, black, and then you could also go to Body Jewelry Source, which I really love their website. Their stuff is awesome. And they have lots of other colors and packages and whatnot that you could also get on there. And that is also where I got my holy butter. Yes. Actually, no. I got my holy butter on Amazon, but they have the same thing. And it looks like this. And it really actually smells really good. It'll look like this on the inside. Kind of smells a little bit like coconut, but a little worse. But I think it smells really good, and it really helps your ears. And I would definitely recommend getting more stuff off that site than Amazon. But if you want deals, get it from Amazon, and they will actually send you a card with money off for Body Jewelry Source if that's what you order the thing from, that it ships from. And like I got a 15% off one. And then on my first order, I had gotten a 10% off card. So you guys should probably check out those sites. But besides the gauge sizes, well, besides my taper sizes, I was going to talk about other gauge sizes, like the point of no return. I've had a lot of people ask what the point of no return is, and that is when you go to a 0 gauge usually, but it's different for every person, but it's usually a 0 gauge, and that is when you can no longer go back down in size for your ears to where they could be used for, like, say 6 gauge or smaller. And then you have the blowout. If you stretch too fast, your earlobe basically will just fall out from the inside, and that also takes a lot of time to fix. Sometimes it's not fixable. besides the blowout, there is, let's see, forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, the time you wait in between stretching. Once you first stretch, I would recommend waiting at least a month to 2 months before stretching again, but it's different for every person. Like for me, I've had mine in for about a month now, and I am able to take my whole taper and run it through my ear completely. So I'm going to be stretching up again soon. But actually, I could have stretched after stretching for 2 weeks. So it is different for every person, but just be careful when you're going to stretch. Besides that, just make sure you read all the rules and don't stretch too fast. Bye guys.